Oh, well, okay. Well, comment ça va, mes amis? It's Bayou here. Caught a little off guard. Did some more work on the system and whatnot, and won't bore you with the details. Just trying to figure out how to get stuff to work because, as usual, it doesn't work. But yeah, let's see. And of course, I have a guest this week, as you may or may not know. And his name is Steven. For those of you who know him, those of you who don't know him, well, I guess you're going to learn. And without further ado, let me bring him in and let's try to get this show on the road. All right, there we go. All right, now you are on the Weekly Growl. Welcome, Steven. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing well. Will, thank you for having me here, working through the tech problems. This is my first time using this setup here too, so I appreciate it. And if I am a familiar face, then they're probably gonna remember me as the mayor back in the day. So that would be my nickname back there, and happy to hear that if they do remember me.
Okay. Well, to be honest with you, that was a little bit before my time within the online beard community. So I don't know a whole lot about any of the mayor, just brief references back when I used to be more involved with the online beard community. I would hear occasional references, but that was it. So, uh,
I can tell you a little bit about like, how I was involved in the beer community. Would you just a little background? Is that cool?
yeah, that's fine.
All
That'd be
right,
great.
so I did a couple live streams. I did one that was called it was for like giving guys advice on their beards and how to trim them up, and we did that. It was pretty awesome. And then I also did one for a year called Beyond Bearded, and it was basically men's grooming and um, talking about just anything men related, guys related style, things like that. And that was Sunday nights, and I did that for about a year. That show, and then it ended up being like a host. I was going to tell you about this. Ended up at the end, it was a hosted show. Like I'd have a guest in, and that was what I really enjoyed was getting to speak with people from around the community in Flint and everything. I definitely knew that if I was going to do something on camera, which is my goal down the road, I was going to be talking with people. And so that one thing led to another. And that was kind of my experience was on camera was with that. And then I also probably primarily managed a Facebook group for beards and just, watching whatever managing content, doing videos and things like that. That's where I got a lot of practice doing really bad videos, getting practice. I was very fortunate. Never want anybody to think I was don't feel fortunate for those opportunities.
Okay. Well, that's great. As you can tell, I'm a part of the beard community, and we're all
I see that.
parts of the beard community, but not just beards. But yeah. So, um, now if I understand correctly, there were things that took place, or things that were said and are not said, but you kind of got painted as a villain,
A
if I'm
villain.
not.
Yeah.
I could be mistaken. Like I said, this was all before my time uh, within the online beard community. So, I don't know a whole heck of a lot about what went on. And and by the way, let's give credit where credit is due. Since I can't figure out how to put uh, the comments up on the screen, I did last week. Yes, I had that solved, but this different week, different set of problems. But Dagan was the first in here. BGG Dagan said it was 6:30 time for bed. I'll have to watch the replay. Have a great screen. Well, thank you, Dagan. Uh, I wish that I knew how to put that up on the screen, but I don't know how. And then let's see, Shade's in here. Uh, Mr. Shade Carpenter, formerly known as the owner and operator of American Classic Beard Company, although American Classic Beard Company has kind of been retired.
Okay.
And I know that he sold the scent profiles, the fragrance profiles, whatever you want to call it. He sold them to a few different companies, actually.
Do you remember any your favorite profiles from that company?
Oh, definitely, man.
What was your favorite scent?
It's kind of a toss up because I like barbershop scents.
Okay.
And Mad Decade is his barbershop, his interpretation of a barbershop scent. So,
cool.
Oh wait, I may actually be able to. Let's see. Nope, that's for a second there. I thought maybe I could post, I could share these comments, but okay. Anyway, yeah. I
so
like the barbershop, and also Ride the Lightning. What was the other one? Electric wave, maybe. I don't remember.
What kind of scent was it?
It was a cologne scent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So that company is kind of come and gone. Is that what you said?
Yes, he Shade's getting into other thing, night waves. That's what it was. That was yeah. Yeah, and Shade's got a new company coming soon. I'm not at liberty to discuss any details.
All right, cool.
Oh, and I had to say, oh god, what was the tobacco and leather one? Oh hell, the empty bottle's up on the shelf behind me. But yeah, it's a good one. Pipe Dreams, man.
Okay.
My brain is tonight.
I was always a big vanilla tobacco, but tobacco leather similar. All right. So you mentioned that I have a villain rep, right? I can't be upset that that I do have that rep. Everything like fell out really crazy. I was just gone, truthfully, and I was like gone. Everybody, I stopped social media for over like a year. Got divorced. A lot of things changed. Lost my job. Quit, really. But we'll get into that later a little bit. I'll talk about that. But as far as the why, like the villain portrayal, I honestly is just basically understandably what people were told by my ex-wife, and it just got blown out of proportion. And I understand like how it was taken and how it looked, but the truth is like the situation, she cheated on me, and then I found out, and then I kind of slipped up and got caught up in something myself, like texting stuff with somebody, and you know how it is, evil pulls into evil, right? Like you lead, it does. But I got into doing that, and pulled into this like relationship, and I ended up paying a big price for that. Still probably always pay for that, but got divorced. Like, so I was getting divorced and like left teaching as well at the same time, and stopped doing the beard stream. So everybody just looked at it and they're just like, this guy he's done. It's a mess. And then my ex was saying, yep, drugs, right? Because she's pointing fingers because she doesn't want anybody to see the truth. But she, I think people are seeing now that she's lied, and kind of maybe being like, whoa, maybe she lied about all of it. But anyways, I'm going, this divorce was a mess, and everybody, it's a small town over here, and everybody's like, just talks. They do. Nobody talks to me directly, but they talk about me. And so like my
That sounds like a
divorce, like,
small town.
yeah, I know it's true. And to be honest, the beer community is too, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a small virtual town, and um some one that I loved being a part of. I miss doing like live streams. I miss my friends, true friends. I miss my best friend that like I was just gone out of my life. Um, but like the situation was what it was. So now I'm getting divorced, and my ex is lying, and she's telling everybody all this stuff, and then she's just like, you know how it is when you do court, like everything's on paper, and people
Yeah.
read they read them, they do, and then they make assumptions, and so like she's telling people I'm a drug addict. So I got drug tested 4 times. I had to go. I was a teacher for 20 years in a top-notch school district, and I'm driving over to the drug testing place because my ex is lying on me, and the system is such that if mom is pointing fingers and saying this, and if there's anything on dad, if it looks bad a bit, dad's done. And I was done. So I get to go drug test. My kids know all about it. What does that say to them? And slowly it's just like this building of like layers of garbage that got piled on my rep. And I had to just dig out over time. And I did all the testing. Then my rep gets hit again after like the divorce is done. Then his CPS starts, and my ex is a counselor, and she knows how the system, and she has buddies that is another counselor. So she has her buddy file a CPS report on me. So I get CPS here. I was at my parents, and they come over, and it's like using the system against me. So I drug test again, pass it again, but again, my relationship with my kids is damaged. I'm sitting there just like helpless. I think it's better. I have I'm just telling you the whole story because this is kind of how it goes for guys, for dads. So all this is like, I know my friends are like watching this and just seeing it, and it's like the setup. Like she was just running her mouth, and then I was driving to take my kids to our family farm in Pennsylvania. We had this crazy car accident where, like, not even an accident, like this metal bar, like this big, like huge, flew like what Final Destination, swear, right through. No, my Jeep's windshield landed between my son and I, right between them, this big, right? Freaked out. It was a miracle. It was God. God stepped in. He's like, nope, it's gonna go right here, and we were whatever. We got it fixed. She turned it into another case. That was the CPS case. Is that metal rod through the windshield, and so made me look bad again. Like having the cops over when I'm moving out, not good. Then the latest thing after that was done was she's working at a school and turning in my name on like multiple different girls that work at the school, saying that there's some relationship there, and getting my name run. And this is where the community's all seeing it and saying that about me. And it just, I can't do anything but forgive anyone that would call me the villain. So, I mean, to hear you say that is like hurts a little bit, like, but I understand why. And it was just a mess. And when somebody's trying to dog your name because they're hiding things, like my exes, they're gonna do anything. And they're gonna take your friends, and they're gonna take your family, and they did. Like my family's sitting upstairs, they don't care. Like, I'm a joke. I'm not, but they're not really paying attention to anything. They're just like, he's here, he's safe, but whatever. That's all the things that happen when you try to get a divorce. All I didn't want to do was be with somebody who cheated on me, and I got destroyed on it. So I ended up leaving teaching, and it just looked like a mess. And I just couldn't. I was kind of hurt and left the beer community. People reached out once or twice, and then it was just gone. And I don't really know how to get back into it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how do you bring that first step. So I did a couple guys that reached out, hey, let's do a live stream, and then all of a sudden it gets canceled, and and I don't think there's any really reason for it. It's just I'm like the villain, and you just don't want to take that risk. But I'm telling you, man, um, I really appreciate you like listening to me, because I can't even explain all the layers of nonsense that have been thrown at my name, my family's name, and my kids. Um, can you imagine the things I'm telling you that has been thrown at me? I know why people feel the way they do about me. But anyways, so I left, and then I went and worked at Kohl's, right? So I was a teacher for 20 years. I go and work in Kohl's. I went to the one out in Lapeer, um, and I just had to get out of our area. I still saw a few people. I met, your old teachers there, like checking you out at self checkout at Kohl's. That's a humbling moment in someone's life to do that. And I did that for a little over a year. And honestly,
I saw your video and you were talking about Cole's Cash or Cole's Bucks, whatever it is, and I was like,
yeah.
man, I bet he racked up some while he was working there.
Oh, that was like it was meant to be. I didn't know. Like, I'm so grateful for that company, because I just walked in. I really had to find a job fast, because my name was down. Like, that was the other thing is, he's not getting a job. He's crazy. So fortunately Kohl's hired me like that, and I was able to make it look better. But if I hadn't had like so many like opportunities like that, and most men don't, I would have been out my kids. It was all about losing the kids. So I went to Kohl's, and honestly, as much as it was like humbling, it was also pretty cool, because being a teacher anymore is a really tough reality. That I'm sure that the intentions are great in schools. I know they are. I did it for 20 years, but it's since the pandemic. After that pandemic, I came back into the classroom, and it wasn't anything to do with what was going on as far as education and teaching and curriculum. The whole dynamic of education changed, and I don't know if it was just because of bringing we did that whole online learning thing for a while, and it was just kind of like bringing kids into your house, and it got weird. And then I'm doing the social media stuff plus teaching, so I come down to like the other thing that fell out right at the end is I'm having like multiple students messaging me on Instagram, and then I have to, and then ignore it and then go see them the next day in class. And that's like, it was just a mixture of two worlds that just don't work, right? You can't have that. So I got out of there, and it looked horrible. It looked like something was wrong, but it was the safest thing I could do, because I was, genuinely, people were like running traps on me. Even kids were trying to set you up. Like, people that you thought were just nice, it turns out they were just monsters. Like, you thought they were a friend, and they're, whatever, like tricking you, running their secret people. I don't know. Anyways, it was crazy, and I like freaked, and I just got out of there. And it looked bad, and I didn't talk to anybody for a while. Going through the divorce, like I was so devastated. Like, it's hard. It's like so sad to get a divorce. Nobody ever talks about that, but nobody wants those papers. Nobody wants somebody showing up at their house or their parents' house with somebody. You're like, yeah, you didn't do it, but now you get, you didn't make the marriage. You just feel like a failure. So there was a lot going on, and the hard thing is that I kind of push people away a lot. I don't know why. That's kind of who I am, but
Kind of happens when you're in a bad place. I totally know about the isolation and whatnot when it comes to being in a bad spot. And most people don't realize when they and this is a lady in my group says this all the time. Every time you point a finger at somebody, you got three other fingers pointing right back at you.
It's true. It's a simple thing to say, but I see. I've done a lot of like searching, like my soul. I've done a lot of reading the Bible. I've done a lot of that stuff as far as figuring out what God's telling me through all this, and he's been talking to me the whole time. And I honestly think I'm better off having come through all of it. But one of my regrets is that I lost all that connection to everybody out here with the beard community. You know, like growing a beard, that's how it started. I didn't even say this. This all started like we did a like summer series of shows where I like didn't have a beard, and I just talked about what it was like to be a guy who was like 40, had been shaved, and then decided he'd be a beard guy. And it really did. It completely changed my life. Like it changed how I look, how I felt about myself. It led to that other show where I learned about like other kinds of grooming and things like taking care of your beard and then your body physically and your hair and things like that. It's so good for men, and we don't have a lot of things.
Yeah, and it's good for you mentally when you start caring for your beard. I speak from personal experience because, uh, yes, I did experience some depression, and when I started caring for my beard, and which forced me to create a grooming routine. I'm not going to say it brought me out of my depression, but it made a big difference. There was a drastic impact in my life because I went from schlubbing around the house all day, showering maybe once or twice a week, to showering every day because I got to make sure my beard's clean. And putting in products, got to make sure my beard feels nice. Make sure it smells good.
Yeah, no, I think for guys, one thing, the truth about men today is that we're lost a lot of times. We want to make everybody happy, but we're not sure what to do next. That's where that routine with the beard comes in. I'll tell you, my routine with my beard turned into a routine with my style, with my hair, then with my physical body, and then that turned into feeling better. And having that, even if it's just a beard care routine, it's a thing to do when you don't know what to do in the morning. Like when you got to get out of bed, at least you can eat. Your beard oil smells nice, right? There's something nice before you got to go to that job. Hopefully you don't hate it, but if you do, at least you got your beard oil, right?
Yeah.
I mean, life is hard. We have that. It's hard. It's sad to say, but nice smelling things is good because there's a lot of things that don't smell nice, first of all. And secondly, life is really tough. It's really hard. I've got a new job now, a great place called Epic Mortgage, and they, it's finance. So I went, well, I want to talk about Kohl's more too, and how that was different. But let me just say that they're very, very understanding of me. I do a lot. I do the front desk stuff, all that. But like, they have had a lot of patience with me getting into the finance world. Let's just say that. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I wanted to say, as far as the Kohl's Cash thing, that video was just an idea of something. I was broke. Like when you go through divorce, what you don't know is that, maybe you do know this, all your money is like locked. It's locked up. Like, because if somebody's lying on you and saying also, did I tell you, I also stole money. So we had to pay for a financial attorney as well. And there was nothing there, but like, I lost track of what I was saying as far as the
Kohl's Cash and being broke.
Kohl's Cash. Just basically, I had no money. Like I couldn't afford a Crunch Wrap on the way home from Kohl's, but I could get Kohl's Cash and I could get the oil they had there, which was the Buchanan, and I kept my beard oil because genuinely I kept my beard routine through the whole thing. There was times when it was almost ridiculous because when everything first went down, I just like stayed home. But I had my beard routine. I had my physical, like my exercise, and that was it. Really, like my parents were like not even talk. Like they're like, dude, I don't even know what to do with you right now. Everybody, the world turned its back straight up. And so I had my routines. I had those two things. And every day I felt a little better about how I looked because of the exercise and all that. So I can't say that the beard that I didn't grow a ton from my experience with all this stuff. And taking care of your beard is maybe a great place to start learning how to do any kind of routine. You know what I mean? Like life is it's so hard. And every time we try to start a new routine of something and then fail, it's another hit against us. Guys, we know that's true, right? Every New Year's, but a beard routine, just oil, like the things that they've been taught, like that's something you can do every day, no problem, right? And so I kept the beard oil. It doesn't feel good to have a beard without oil. It's straight up. It's just, the longer it is, But even
Yes.
at a short beard, it's true.
All right. Now I've been asked to read some of the comments, and they've been great responses so far. Now, before I get into that, I just want to say I disagree with you about DC's beard oil, but it didn't work for me. It's what I first started off with. In fact, I still have one of the bottles right here.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm not showing it on screen.
Are
And
you not? You're not allowed to do that.
it's not that I'm not getting paid to do that. So,
Oh, I got you. Okay.
but I love the scent, man. The Buffalo Trace Kentucky bourbon scent. OMG. Loved it.
But you said it dries you out, and I can see that. Especially if I use a little too much, it gets like a chalky. But I just use a very little bit, and I'm in a different beard world than you. We're two different needs. Like my oil need is a third to a fifth of what yours is probably.
Yeah, and you also live in a much different climate than I do.
It's true. That is true.
But
But
anyway, moving on. Reading the comments to you since I can't put them up on the screen. I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, let's see. I'm trying to. Okay, Shade had said that he's very limited on the beard community, and he doesn't watch You Know Who. Yeah, well, we knew that. And you remember Rock?
I think
Yeah, he said, "Damn, it's Steve."
it's been a long time. It's been great. To be honest, for me, it feels like it's been 2 seconds. It feels like those kids that were in my classroom right when I left are like, I just left. I know, like, I know for them, their life's gone on fast, but I mean, I miss teaching a lot. I miss being in a great district like I was and all that, but you got to leave, and I had to get out of there. It was just so awkward. Like you can't go to your boss and talk about the stuff that was going on. I couldn't. I had to leave.
I can understand that totally.
It was me. Not to pretend like it wasn't a mutual decision for me to leave, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, O'Shea did say that I am at liberty to discuss what's coming up. We'll get to that. And hello to Mr. Mark Johnson, and a happy belated birthday to Ziggy. That's my brother living over there in Malaysia. And
Malaysia, wow.
yes. Oh, and hello, Trisha, also known as Patricia, friend of mine from school. And Shade said, "I don't think you're a villain, Steve." Well, I always knew that he wasn't a villain, but he kind of got painted as a suspect character. But look at the source, and we all know the source.
The source is somebody I've forgiven. The source is someone that I understand how it looked, and a business decision is a business decision. I'm not. I mean, we might have a person between us that's gonna prevent anything ever moving forward, but like I'm grateful. I'm not even like I'm sitting here talking to you in an articulate way on this computer because of that person. There's no lie about that. The opportunities, so that'll always stay, regardless.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason,
right?
And sometimes what happens really sucks, but God can turn it around.
Oh, absolutely.
And he said that you aren't a villain. Two people exposed what was the truth about You Know Who. Yeah, this is true. This is how I'm more empathetic and sympathetic to the situation, because I didn't know anything, and then all of a sudden I start hearing about this incident or that incident, nothing to do with you, but I start to see a little bit of a pattern form, and Well.
I just want to say, like, the idea of me being a villain, if you knew like how tender-hearted I am, is crazy. Like, if you talk to me for 3 minutes, you'd be it's so opposite. But you that's the thing is when the person that was closest to you is dogging your name like they're hiding something, and that's what was happening.
Well,
You can't say a word because they're the
we're
one that's supposed
all
to lead
aware
it. And
about.
what's that?
I said we're aware of somebody hiding something in the. Oh, not to jump ahead too far in the comments, but
Okay.
Shade asked you, have you seen the things he said about you on a live, Steve? Even if it's a blessing in disguise, but my friends are better to me than that. And
No,
yeah,
I haven't ever gone back to I like, I heard over 100K subscribers, which I still have to say congratulations. No, I've never heard anything he said. I don't have to, you know what? I don't have to hear it. Like, it's, we all respond in certain moments on certain things in certain ways. I have my way of dealing. I'm not innocent. You know what I mean? Like,
well, none of us
uh,
are.
what am I trying to say? Like, you give as good as you get sometimes.
Yeah, none of us are innocent, truth be told. But oh, my beautiful wife says your light is beautiful. I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate that. And I am a better person having gone through all this. Like, I look at life differently. I've gotten to spend time with my parents, and they're, they're older, and I've been able to help them, and I walk their dogs for them, and spent more time with them than I would have being the busy dad. The unfortunate thing is that, like, the every other weekend with the kids, and it's kind of it's a diminished relationship, extremely diminished, and it shouldn't have to be that way. But when you have everything slung at your name, there's no way that the kids don't hear it and it doesn't have an impact, especially when they're spending it all the time with moms. I wish there's something in me that's kind of like, I want to do something for dads down the road. And I mean, I am just a huge proponent for like women's rights, but also I think we need to talk about men sometimes too, because our if you look at our like that beard advice show that we did, guys that come in and they're like, it's hard for them to even send in a picture, right? And where are we in this country that men are so worried about getting someone saying something about them the way they look? And it's true. I remember when I grew this beard at my school, I was mortified about a couple of teachers that worked down the hall for me and what they were going to say about how it looked. And oh yeah, they made their comments like, and now I walked out of there. I haven't heard from any of them. They didn't care. Why was I so worried about it? That wasn't even a real relationship. They weren't friends. They weren't.
Yep.
But I was like, here in my head, how much time did I waste thinking about these people who were judging my appearance? They're judging my appearance. I tried something different and they immediately said something. It's like we're teaching in middle school. We're not middle schoolers, right?
Yeah.
So for men, but I'm saying that because uh, I was at Kohl's, right? And I'm at like the self checkout, and it's hardly ever, it's always women buying men's clothes. It's hardly ever men going and trying on clothes because they just don't want to. It's not, we do care. We care. We just don't want to show we care because we're going to get our feelings hurt. And like working there, dude, I was the only, like, one of the only guys, and it rolled off me, but like they were not there. If the roles were reversed and I was the only woman and it was all men, it'd been crazy. And that's the thing, is it wasn't the company, because it's just individuals. There's like one or two people. There's one person that like just came at me, and that person's on my list forever, and they know who they are, and I knew all about it, and like just but most people were amazing. What the reason I'm saying is like everything is criticized for men, and we don't like say anything because we don't want to be showing that we care. We have a guard up, and beards help us to have some confidence. That's great. But I think there's a problem with the way men are treated a little bit too, and just self-confidence primarily.
Yeah. And we've been taught for too many years. We're programmed to believe that big boys don't cry. Big boys don't cry. Men are tough. Men can handle anything. And no, we're human. We can't handle anything and everything.
We were talking our one of the good things we do at our we're a mortgage company, but we also have a monthly prayer meeting. And last month was amazing, and we were talking about someone was speaking about just to kind of feel. It was basically boiled down to he felt guilty for how he felt about something, right? It was a situation, and I'm like, why do we feel guilty for how we feel? And if someone makes us feel bad about our the way we feel about something, if someone hurts your feelings, you're allowed to feel that. You're allowed to cry. I'm a crier. My like, but it doesn't make me less of a man either. In fact, I'll cry and fight you the whole time. It doesn't matter. But like, why is that a big deal that we care about stuff? You know, there's a total double standard for guys on those kind of things. And I don't know, like, it's literally like there, if you look at it, how dumb is it that people are shamed because they care so much they cry? Like, we literally pick on people because they care too much. Their emotions overflow, and our culture shames that. That's evil.
Yeah.
That's what they're talking about in the Bible, as far as the wicked. That's wicked, and it's everywhere. I've had some time kind of stepping out from not doing social media for a while and looking back at it. I'm kind of like, to be honest, I can't like consume it because it just takes me, it's too much. Like, I'll just get into my head about people, and so I don't like look at it much. I just kind of I do my stuff, and I miss that. Like, if I was more involved with the beard stuff, I probably would look at it more, but I think it hurts a little bit to, you know what I mean? To do that. And like, you can only get blocked by so many people and unfollowed so many times by so many people before you just are like, okay, you guys, that's kind of a cold shoulder. I'm not great, but I'm reading between the lines on that. So I feel like I have to be mindful of how I use social media. And I think it's way more powerful than we realize.
Yep. Now, going back in the comments, he said to tell you that, where is it? I'm looking, folks. Okay, well, he said that you aren't a villain. Two people exposed what was the truth about you know who, which, yeah, we know about that. Well, I do anyway. And he said your true and real friends will always be with you and behind you and besides you and in front of you, you know.
It's the hard fact on that one is that there wasn't anybody. I literally had weeks with nothing, and it's okay. You build back, but when your rep is what it was for me, people just drop you and you just go away, and it was okay. It does teach you about like the way there's friendships, but then there's like, I just didn't have any of those friends that were like willing to put their name, like on the line for me. And that's like, hopefully in my life, I can get to that point again where I can find that person, those people that are like, there's no way what she's saying is real. Not one person, not my family, nobody, not one person was like, okay, there were people, but outwardly, there wasn't anybody that was like, this isn't right. This isn't him. And it looks bad, but let's sit down and talk. And that didn't happen. And I pushed it away for a little bit, and then everybody went away.
In the court of public opinion, you've been tried, convicted, and we're awaiting sentencing.
Oh, I got my sentence. Like, my biggest crime is probably the running behind the scenes when I knew that my marriage was done and I shouldn't have done that. And I paid for that. Like, you wouldn't believe how I paid for that. Even if I told you, You still wouldn't believe me how I'm gonna ever pay for that, but whatever. That like I definitely know about that. But anyways, the new job is actually kind of like a dream in a way. Um, I always, I'm getting paid to work in social media. I do like we do like and at first I had to learn how to just even answer the phone and speak about mortgages and things like that, and it was rough. There were some rough phone calls. I think that although I'm articulate, I tend to slide into like a little bit of a not so clear voice, mumbly on the phone. So I had a lot of phone calls in the beginning, but now we're doing posts and working, and um, I'm working full time in social media. And how many people can say that, really?
Not many. Well, I'm sure there's plenty of people that could say they work full time in social media, but not many are getting
Right,
paid
right.
to do it.
That's very true. Yeah.
Because I'm trying for the new year. I'm gonna try to work full time in social media. Not getting paid anything, but hey, I'm having fun and I'm learning valuable experience.
Right.
And
Right.
Shade said to tell you that he knew you were a good guy. You prayed for him when he needed it, and to tell you your former buddy burned him too. Well, yeah, he burned Shade. He burned G G Luke Gary. Yeah,
I
and
don't know. I it's hard again. I don't know. I've been so out of touch with things. Just that as far as burning people, like I think situations just play out the way they play out. Um, it's really hard. I don't want to take a. I know he's trashed me. Like there's word. Like it's been terrible. I'm sure it's out there, but I still don't want to be his enemy at all. Like I said, I'm grateful. Forgiveness is a powerful thing, and I'm just all about it.
hey, what's up, Jeffrey? Jeffrey's beard. Greetings, Will and Chad. I hope everyone has their best year yet. Yes, we will, most certainly. Now, going back into the comments, he said, and what do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? Is anything worth more than your soul? Matthew 16:26. And said, Steve, this is for you know who. But anyway, a shade said, put it in the rear view, bro. And I agree. The past is past us. The future hasn't happened yet. That's why they call right here and right now the present, because it is a gift. And
Yeah,
if we spend too much time looking back or too much time looking ahead, we miss what's going on around here.
absolutely. I don't know. So tell me, what's new in the beard community? Like when I got out of there, let's see, the CB like the hemp oils. There were some, but they weren't big. They're too soft. For me, they were too softening. Have you used any of those? Like,
Well, I have used Hemp Wizards
okay,
oils as well as his CC, his conditioning cleaner or cleaning conditioner. I can never remember, but yeah, his CC is really good product. I was impressed with it because you know it looks. You shake it up, man. You put a little in your hand, and it's like, man, this stuff is kind of thin. And then you work it into your beard, and it's like, wow, that's pretty damn good. And I'm gonna miss American Classic. American Classic didn't go out of business. Shade chose to shut it down
okay,
because he's got a new company coming that's going to be called Shade's Edge, and it's going to be bigger than the beard company ever was. But I can speak from experience. Shade's beard wash, no exaggeration, a quarter, the size of a quarter in your palm, and washes my entire beard. So
super
yeah,
lather. All right. Does
yeah,
he?
it is great, and I'm gonna miss that. But maybe, well, he just sold the fragrances. He didn't sell the whole formula, so maybe he'll still whip me up some beard wash from time to time.
Absolutely. I. What about you? Do you condition? You still do a beard conditioner? A
Yes.
true one? What's your favorite?
Well, due to financial
Mhm.
extremes, I had to get some store bought beard wash and conditioner because I kind of got into a bind and ran out of everything. So I'm currently, besides using American Classic, I rotated in and out. I'm using Wild Willie's beard wash and conditioner because I like to use both. I like to condition my beard because, as far as I'm concerned, my beard can't be too soft. I just didn't realize that when I first got started in the bearding community. I just thought it was all about scent.
Oh,
And
right.
yeah, I had no idea that my beard could feel like cotton candy. And okay, it's getting a
Yeah.
little rough because I've been pulling on it all day. But and I
I'm
didn't put any
terrible at
deodorant.
like I'm terrible at feeling beard. I made a post of that. All I was saying was that like I've always been really bad about after I put the oil in, feeling beard isn't really a thing with my short beard as for a second, and then it's not a factor. That's why that Ducane's fine with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's I didn't understand feeling beard. Now I do, and it's like I can tell what's going to be a good beard oil and what's going to be a bad beard oil just by when I put it on. If my face, the skin under my beard feels like somebody's hugging me in a good way. If it feels like a good hug, yeah, it's going to be good. Sometimes some products will burn. They'll warm up. In fact, there was one particular brand. Uh, oh, what was I can't remember what the scent profile was, but it was something. I think it was a tobacco scent, maybe a cigar scent, and my face got felt warm after putting it on. I was like, okay, maybe I just had a little reaction.
Cinnamon sometimes. If it's a really
Yes.
strong cinnamon will get me, but I don't know. But I really appreciate you having me here, man. I don't know. Um I don't know if this is the beginning of getting in touch with people again or if whatever that means. I don't want to I'm not interested in making money, but I am interested in reconnecting with friends. That's all I would say. And um I don't know. I appreciate you having me on here. What would be, I guess, for you, what's what's your go-to, like what do you have to have as far as right now your most popular oil, unless you don't want to say the company, because I like I'm curious what's going on right now as far as like scents and all that.
Okay, well, I'm not as big into scents anymore,
Okay.
and before this gets lost in the messages, I have to announce Shade's Edge will be American Classic on steroids. Way more products and clothing for men and women, and flannels. And oh yeah, same quality as Dixon, half the cost is what Shade is promising. We're gonna
Hey,
see.
I
Yep.
bet he'll put something good amazing together.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. And hello to Kevin, Kevin Pitts, Wood Pit Candles, who is our unofficial sponsor of tonight's show.
All right, we'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll
But as far as for products, yeah, don't get me wrong. I still love scents, but I I didn't get any this year for Christmas, but last Christmas I got some high dollar colognes. So I've been kind of on the unscented spectrum of beard products because I want to wear my cologne, and um, I've only experienced two different brands of unscented, and one of them is the Hunt from Copper Johns, which is good, and then the other one is Purely Bare from Wood Pit, which is great as well. And I'm still able to wear my colognes and stuff, but they work in my beard. And then, of course, if I had to be honest with myself and everybody else for that matter, uh, the best beard oil that I've actually put in my beard would be American Classic because
nice.
it softens my beard. And now some beard oils, I guess I just don't use enough of it because Shade has accused me of this on multiple times that I don't use enough beard oil. I don't use enough beard butter, but you know, I'm on a tight budget, so I'm not gonna say I stretch things thin, but yeah, I kind of stretch things thin sometimes.
Hey, are you a veteran?
No, I'm not, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I'm a
I saw
supporter
your
of
hat. I was wondering.
yeah, I'm a supporter of MIAPOW. You're
Absolutely.
they're gone but not forgotten. And okay, now we're going back to the comments again. And let's see. Yeah. Ziggy with it is saying, not to brag or anything, but I want you people to know that I have enough money to last me the rest of the year. Well, I wish I did too, but I don't
The
think it'll
last I
last.
saw, yeah, I almost reposted that today. I saw that. It was pretty funny.
Yep.
It's too bad we just have to wait till today to say that. That's a joke, but it's true. It stinks that we have to feel that way. If you ever think about it, like why? I mean, being married, I remember like just strapped for cash all the time, constantly. It's like a burden that hung over my head. Um, I don't miss it. I'm able to have more say in my finances now independently, and I don't worry as much about money. And definitely that's a positive. But like you said, strapped for cash. We're all like if we're honest, most of us are most time, right? We could always use more money. It's just I don't know. Maybe I don't know why the system is. We just desire a lot of things. I think in our country too, and in culture.
Yeah. And that's desire. It can be a problem, and it's people want to say, "Oh, money is the root of all evil." No, the love of money is the root of all evils.
It's funny that you. That's crazy. I have a belief that when I hear things that like I call it ringing true, it sounds. Someone said that to me like twice today at work. It's not. It's the love of money. It's not money. They're like it's so for you to say that it means it's a really kind of an important thing. Like it is. That's one thing I learned in my first marriage is that money doesn't bring happiness. Things don't make you any kind of comfortable in your skin. It's a whole different thing. You have to start from the inside out, and some of that stuff fell off for me as far as needing to have like the nice of everything.
Yeah, and things are all a matter of perspective, and perspectives can change overnight.
For sure.
Yep. Oh yeah. So you're saying it's crazy that my income tripled about a year ago and I'm still broke all the time. Yeah, too many massages and manicure pedicures and eating out all the time. But he's rich, he can afford it. But yeah, now from what I have seen thus far in the audience, this kind of seems like perhaps this is your segue maybe back into the online community. Uh, I originally started out beard content, but then I realized that there was so much more that I am interested in and can do and cover that I changed my name. I went from being Bayou Beard Life to Bayou Lifestyle because it is a lifestyle. And, you know, just because you did one thing one way doesn't mean you're going to necessarily do other things the same way. And, you know, I believe that perhaps you are ready to get back into the personal social media side. I know you're already in professionally at work, but
I mean, personal social media is a mess. That's where I get in all my trouble. You can't tell me to go back to that. I want to have like I want to talk to the beard guys. That's good, but like no, that's trouble for me. That's how I got. No, you're right. I'm not. I was in the first just completely closed off, and now like people reach out, it's fine, but nobody it doesn't reach out. It's just been too long, I think, for things to be familiar. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I don't know. I would love the work. Like I've tried a little bit for a while. I tried to get work, and then like it would just not happen. So like with beards and like I don't understand. I feel like I could do a very good job speaking articulately about beard products. I don't understand why there isn't somebody who's like, hey, he's halfway decent looking. We could probably have him sell our product. He'd probably do it for free for a really long time until he started making decent money with it, like Chicago Comb did. They got a free video, but backs to me, right?
yeah, and
So I hope so. I hope you're right. I hope I can pop back in and speak with my years of experience on weekly shows about beards. I hope somebody could find use for me. I would think.
oh, definitely, that's plenty of use for everyone. Just don't pigeonhole yourself into just one specific topic. And
Yeah,
like,
no, like I actually got more work doing hair. I got like there are a couple paid stuff on Instagram with like a V76. I think like just a couple videos. They weren't very good, and they only used like one picture was good, and they used that. But I don't know, but it was paid, and it was like hair. I haven't really tried though. It's kind of like once you get divorced and stuff, you have to just find your footing again, and you don't want to jump too fast into like I don't know anything really.
yeah, I can understand. But when opportunities approach, don't be don't be too shy about them because
Right.
Shade's telling you do it, Steve. And he also said to tell you a lot of companies out there since you left the industry, and you're one of the few people that I know, not just know of, but now I know personally, who actually had a discount code for Aberlite.
Oh yeah,
And the,
Aberlight. Wow.
and the reason
I
I
missed.
found out about this is because I did some surfing and searching and looking for Aberlite discount codes, and I saw it. I don't remember what I used to look for it, but one of the search results was our
Mayor Tree.
friend, our friend saying, "Hey, you can use Steve's code."
Oh man, I that was a great. I love working with Aberlight. That fell away too. They flew me to Dallas. That's when I started getting in. That's when I got into big trouble. Was I marked it? And this is silly, but I literally got and the way that it worked with that contract is I had like 80 sick days, but I took one, but I was coming back from Dallas from the Aberlight show. We did a barber show, and I got dinged big time at work. That was a bad start to a really bad year. But Aberlight was amazing. That's there. I use that heated brush every day, literally every day. 340. It's the last touch on my beard. I don't know what I would do if it stops working. If I had to order one, I would try to use my old code. But I liked that company. And are they still like something that you hear about a lot?
Oh well, I get a lot of advertisement from them because I've
Okay.
asked questions online and did searches and whatnot. So I'm getting bombarded with ads on the games that I play on my phone.
Yeah, I
But
had
yeah,
a
that's
flight to
that's still
LA
the thing.
with them, and I didn't end up going, but they're great. I liked working with them.
Yep. Well, they're still a thing, and they're still high priced.
Hi,
and
yeah. I'll tell you, it still works. The one I have still, I don't remember which model it was, but it's tried and true. And it's a heated brush is silly, but when you tell people that you use it for your beard that aren't in the beard world, like I run into that a lot. The heated brush is, I think, where a lot of people draw the line and they're like, oh, no, that's too far. But it totally makes a huge difference on a styled beard like mine or trying to control yours, all that.
and one thing that I've learned in group therapy is self care is not selfish.
No.
It's a necessity.
Well, how
Uh,
you feel about yourself is how you treat others. How you feel about when you're happy, you share that, and when hopefully you don't share it when you're sad, but sometimes we do, unfortunately.
Well, and that's where our real friends come in. As Jeffrey's beard says, what I've learned is if you can be there for someone in the hardest of times and give them something to hold on to, give them some hope, that's what it's really all about. And you learn who your true friends are when you're down. When you're up, the world is your friend. But when you're down, that's when you find out who the people are that you consider to be family, not relatives. Relatives are just blood. Family is the people that you
It's
surround
like,
yourself with. The people who
yep.
pick you up when you're down, the people you pick up when they're down. And it's
Family is when they make mistakes or when somebody's young and you understand that if you're in a friendship with them and they make a mistake, you understand that they did like you if you're family, you understand you account for their age and you're like understand the situation, you just forgive immediately. But there's just not a lot of grace in friendships anymore. And I miss I miss that like I kind of was surprised at how the world fell away so quickly.
well, it happens. The world could be a
It,
very
it's
fickle
yeah
place.
no, and the good thing um is that it was a restart, but not like an end in any way.
Well, I'm hoping tonight you're getting a restart
Yeah, I hope so.
and to new beginnings. And cheers to everyone. What's in your cup? Well, tonight it's the same as it always is. It's Crystal Light Fruit Punch. I love my red dye number 40. It tastes so good.
That Crystal Light's is low key actually the very very good. I was my first of all, I growing up, my mom put half the sugar in the Kool-Aid, so it was nasty. So when I got the Crystal Light and it was mixed properly, I thought that was way better than actual Kool-Aid. Just sharing a little family story. I don't know why.
Oh, definitely. And okay, what's in my mug tonight is because this show is about coffee also. And I'm drinking oh god, I already forgot what the heck the name of it is. It's something that Costco no longer carries, unfortunately, but we did rack up on bought 3 bags of beans and
Not, what brand are you like? A grind your own, or do you go to place like restaurant or like, what do you call baristas or whatever's like
I don't
Starbucks?
go
Or whatever.
yeah, I don't go to coffee shops.
Okay.
I don't go anywhere, but
Okay.
we started buying coffee beans at Costco, and of course we had to get a grinder, and I'm enjoying it. You know, I'm not full head on all in on coffee, but I do enjoy drinking coffee. As having been a truck driver for many, many moons, it's in my blood.
All right. I'm gonna throw something at you, and you respond. I say grinded, freshly ground coffee is 15% better than not. Do you think I'm low or high on that number?
I think you're low.
Okay. How much better is it for you?
Uh I don't know. It's just there's a freshness about it
Oh yeah, I
that
agree.
that just
I think 15%, 20% better, maybe
I'd say 50% better, in my opinion.
50%. Okay.
Yep.
You we had a grind in brew. Did you ever have that? Like it would do it all in one, but just get clogged all the time. It was a Cuisinart, it was a grind and brew like coffee maker for the morning. Like you could set the timer and it would
Sounds messy.
it gets because it's moisture and then the ground's trying to move them. Yeah, it got clogged
Yeah.
up a lot.
All right, Jeffrey, you have a good night, brother. He's got to get up at 4:30 and happy New Year's Eve. Yes. But yeah, we have a small grinder. Well, we have 2 grinders now because somebody felt sorry for my poor podunk old grinder and he ordered me a new one
Oh
that
wow.
you can grind enough beans to make a cup.
Just
So
one cup.
that's about the capacity of it.
Keurig grinder. The Keurig grind and brew. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
But this is okay, it's gonna irritate the snot out of me. I'm gonna look up because I've got a picture of the bag here on my phone that I texted to a friend because he wanted to know what was so good that we like so much. And let's see if I can find it on here. But also, it makes a difference what you put in your coffee. If you drink, I don't drink coffee black, although this is one that I probably could drink black. It's called Cameron's Specialty Coffee, and this is organic Velvet Moon espresso roast, which my wife and I both really, 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 really like it. So all I could afford was 3 bags. Otherwise, I'd have bought a boatload more.
So is it espresso beans mixed in like isn't that a different type than a standard coffee bean? Would it be mixture then or what? Or is it like
I,
a how does that
I
work?
honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
I, I'm
Doesn't matter.
I'm working on getting coffee related guests on here that can explain all of these things
I
to
used to
me.
sell instant coffee at craft shows, if that helps. You would not like if you're a coffee, you would not like this stuff. It was just sugar and instant coffee, and it's probably not for you.
Well, the instant coffee could potentially be good if you have the boiling water to mix it with. If you don't have boiling water, then it tastes crappy.
It doesn't mix right.
No, it does not mix right at all.
I
And
never thought about that, but you're probably right.
and creamer makes everything so much better. Uh,
I We didn't sell a lot of that instant coffee. I probably wasn't mixing it right.
yeah, the creamer is what makes all the difference. Right now, I have 2 different creamers that I'm using, not together, but separately. And one of them is a Harry Potter flavor, uh,
Oh,
peppermint
I see.
toad or something or other
I
like
saw
that.
I saw those. Those are cool. I wanted. It wasn't that one. I saw a different one I wanted to try, but didn't because my dad has to have sugar free, and we share creamer and stuff like that. But like actually, sugar free. I was just gonna say, I know you don't go to restaurants, but I have our coffee shops. But there's a caramel nutty mocha coffee that's all sugar free that I like become addicted to recently in our area.
Oh, it's just in your area. Well, that sucks because I was like, something new to try.
Well, I think what you got to do is if you I for sugar free sweeteners, there aren't most like most places only have a one or two, a couple of them. But if you can mix like two or three sugar free sweeteners into a drink, it ends up being really good.
Well, we use stevia and monk fruit
Oh yeah,
for
yeah.
sugar substitutes over here, and we tend to like it. And of course, I typically buy the sugar-free creamer, unless it's a flavor that's just so awesome I can't pass it up, and I'll just suck it up for the few more grams of sugar that it'll have. But yeah, that's what we use to sweeten up. And kind of funny here. Where did it go? Where did it go? Do. Yeah, it was Kevin said something. Yeah, he says my wife loves the dark roast while I like the foo-foo stuff. Well, I guess I'm part of that group because I drink iced coffee. I don't go out and seek it out, but I don't have a problem with coffee that's not, you know, boiling hot. Unlike someone I know and love who just her coffee has to be hot enough to melt the skin off her teeth. But
I don't know. I think I think Diet Coke's kind of like that. It's good. Like the first four drinks of Diet Coke are amazing, and then it falls off real fast. It goes from like 80 like good to like eh. But probably hot coffee is like when it gets cold for some people. I don't really even pay attention to temperature except if it gets too cold.
yeah, well, there's no such thing as too cold for me. But you know, I'm a different breed, a much different breed. But yeah, that's oh, and for those of you just waiting with bated breath, I want to let you know that the other creamer that I'm using is a caramel macchiato,
Oh yeah,
which I'm liking the peppermint better, especially because typically we put in a cinnamon stick in it.
that's pretty fancy.
Yeah, well, I've got a travel coffee mug that I take with me in the mornings, and it's tall enough and deep enough I can put the cinnamon stick in it and still put the lid on because I prefer, honestly, I prefer drinking from my travel mug because I don't get coffee in my mustache.
It is a problem. I have a mug at work it's got like this like spot on top that it like doesn't pour in, but the problem is trying to clean it because you can't get the scrub brush or anything in there. I got to get a dishwasher or something to bring it home.
That's
But
that's what I was gonna say, dishwasher, because you can buy this product on Amazon and it's called the Mo Guard, but it's like $20 and it's a rubber thing that fits on pretty much any size cup, and it blocks so you don't get the liquid in your mustache. And I guess I need to post a link to that on my link tree. Maybe I'll start making commission off of selling some of those, even enough commission where I could get my own. Hey, that's a good idea.
sometimes I have to admit that I do like having, the second sip out of the mustache when you get, that you have to. That's something a beard guy only understands.
Yeah, and and most people look at me kind of strange when I say, "Oh, something on my beard, that's a snack for later." But I try not to get too much food in my beard. But anyway, I did not realize, man, we've gone for an hour and 15 minutes. We're going.
It was fun. It was
Oh,
good. I loved it.
most definitely. We will definitely do this again in the not too distant near future, I'm sure. And oh, wait a minute. This is the last time we're going to be here together for this year. I'll have to wait until next year to see you folks. And as a matter of fact, speaking of next year, Saturday night, I think it's at 7 Central. I'm not sure. I don't remember specifically. But BGG's Hangout with the Bayou on Dagan's channel, of course. And we will be uh, doing something fun with a friend of ours. And I don't know how much information has been released about any of it. So I'm being all vague and everything because I don't know how much I can say or can't say. And I also don't remember what I can or can't say. And I'm looking to see. Do. Okay, 7 o'clock p.m. Central, Saturday night on BGG Dagan's channel. Join us for another installment of the Hangout. And I think we're going to have a special guest. And I guess I won't be able to see any of you until, like I said, until next year. Do you have any parting comments, any words of wisdom to take us out with?
Just if I haven't talked to you in a really long time and this is the first time you see me, just know that you've been missed as much as I have missed you, and I can't wait until like we get to catch up.
Most definitely. And Shade, the guest, I think the guest is going to be Kevin Pitts from Woodpit Candles. So check us out. And as always, my closing is always going to be the same for the most part. Uh, be kind. You never know the battle the person next to you is fighting in their head, and we're all fighting our own battles. But most of us won't ever say a word or let you know anything about it. But simple things like a hello or a smile, little gestures of random kindness, random acts of kindness, that could make somebody's day. Hell, it could make their whole life. Be the difference. Be the miracle that you want to see. Be the change. All that kind of stuff. And be nice to each other because you deserve it. And I'm gonna take us out now. If I can remember how to do this properly, we're about to find out. because really and truly, you should know that
It's not a trend, it's a lifestyle.